All right, good morning. This is in regards to my mass airflow sensor. So today I've decided to just go ahead and cut the connector to the MAF, and this is for the 87-928S4. As you can see, a lot of these wires were very well. I've spread them apart now, but they were all close to touching. I would be really surprised if they weren't touching at one point. And hopefully that doesn't damage the brain as well. Anyways, if you look here under the light, looks like we got 5 wires. The fifth one's not being used, or excuse me, the sixth one is not being used here on the far left, the way I'm holding the connector. And for an 87, it looks like the coloring scheme is with good light. At first I thought these first 3 were all black in the garage, but bringing them in good light, I can definitely see we got green and black for the first input right here on the far right. And I verified, making sure, since I can't really see them going down unless I split this apart, I did a continuity test and made sure from here to here that was number 1, 2, 3. So they are sequential for the one I can see visually. But first is black and green, and then we got black, and then we've got gray and black, and then brown, and then green and gray. I've actually already drew that out there as well, just to make sure I had something. And then I also, like I'd mentioned on the schematic, I have traced each of them to the connecting wire to the left and right brain. So the left and the EZ, I believe it's called brain EZ. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and order a new connector. Roger, I think in 928RS has 2 types. He has one that is you put together, assemble together, or you can buy one that's already pre-together, already got the clips and everything soldered and ready to go. So pigtails already set to go. So I'll probably just get that. I don't think it's that much of a difference in price, and then all I'd have to do is just solder the ends of that. I'm thinking about, since there's a lot of heat, and there's one of these, obviously I'm going to use a heat shrink around the areas that I solder and connect, but I'm almost wondering if it'd be a good idea to buy one of those titanium heat shields and put over that wiring to make sure it's not getting build up heat around it. I've heard good things and bad things about those things. Can't imagine it being a bad idea to keep heat away from this wire, because I'm sure the engine builds up a lot of heat. So anyways, that's just a thought. I'll have to make that decision before I wire it, because obviously you slip it on, and once it's on, it's there, unless obviously you cut it off. So you know what I'm talking about, one of those titanium sleeves. But so on an 87, and I'm pretty sure all the way up to GTS, this 6th pin is not used. So anyways, I hadn't seen anywhere on the net that shows the color scheme for this specific model. Older one seems to be I can find very easily. So I also noticed that there's a 1.1 here, and there's actually a part number here. So I'm interested to see if it's the same. Looks like glue is in there. It's seeping out. So that's probably where you connect the connector piece. This rubber sleeve, which is pretty much dried out now, so from all the heat. So that's it. We'll see what happens. So this is part 3 of the mass airflow saga. Soldering shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'll just have to pre-tin it and then connect them up. My biggest thing is, like I said, make sure I put the shrink wrap on the wire before I start soldering. I always forget sometimes, and then it's like, darn it, what do I do? So I'd like to make this real nice and clean job. Anyway, that's where we're at. We'll talk soon.